Hello, everyone. I am here with DMV's own Restine Jackson, who has been a staple in the DMV community for over 20 years now. It's amazing. I remember when we got started. I mean, we were both young, and now I'm in my 40s. I'm not sure how old you are, but welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Phil. Yes, sir.
Tell us how you got started. I mean, how did you get started playing piano?
Man, father gave me lessons. Actually, it was my uncle. So he started me with piano lessons around 5, and kind of progressed from there. And then eventually I took on a liking of it on my own. And so, I would study musicians when we go to the different conventions, different churches, and just try to take notes and try to learn as much as I could until I could develop my own style. Of course, then I went to school for music, and so it's just kind of been a progression, man. But really, my parents put me on that path.
Did you start playing piano first? Or?
Yeah, definitely. So piano was really my main instrument, and then composition throughout high school. And so I didn't start, I did singing, but I did more classical singing. So, getting into the whole gospel arena was a lot.
Wow, you was a classical singer first, huh?
Yeah, so I did much more classical
Many people probably wouldn't think that about you.
Not at all. So my classical voice is totally different than, when I sing gospel. So definitely. Yeah.
Would you ever do anything like that again?
Yeah, I would consider it. It's definitely interesting. I think I like all types of music, and so that's always been a challenge for me because a lot of times, as artists, well, I won't even say as artists, kind of industry will have it to where they have different categories. Whether it's quartet, traditional, contemporary, urban. And for me, I feel, that God has blessed me to like it all and to be able to do it all. And so I would love to do a classical album.
Wow. Looking forward to it. Hey, you know what I mean?
But it may have to be down the road.
A lot of people don't know that you already have a master's degree in music, right?
Right. So got my master's from Morgan State University up in Baltimore.
And you're currently in school doing what?
Divinity, Masters of Divinity. So I'm up at Wesley Seminary.
Wow.
Trying to just, pursue what I feel God, wants me to do next. So.
What made you choose Wesley Theological Seminary?
It was a tough choice. It was between Wesley and Howard.
Okay.
I just felt that, Wesley, being that right now I actually play and been director of music at the Journey of Faith. Which is actually United Methodist Church.
Right.
So I felt like it kind of was right in line and in step with where I'm at and what God might be calling me to, in the future.
You're a deep brother, man. You got such an urban feel to your music. Now you're in school for divinity.
Right.
You're raising a family, wife and kid. I mean, all that's going on. It's amazing.
It's a lot.
Tell me about, I remember you, with the afros, you and your group on Bobby Jones.
Yeah. I mean, God has kind of, progressed us.
Right, sure.
And, when I first came out, we did a lot of, dancing and, even costumes, like you said, where it was afros, we wore jumpsuits, Caribbean outfits, and I still do some of that.
Right.
But now, I think my sound and the music has just matured. Like you said, 20 years in the game, a lot older, and so trying to do stuff that not only ministers to the youth, but also ministers to people that are my age and even older. And so trying to just touch everybody and be a blessing to everybody.
How many albums do you have to date?
The one that I'm about to release will be my 4th record.
Right.
4th record that I just released. My first record was Brighter Day. And so that kind of put me on the map with songs like Super Duper, I Can Feel the Spirit. And then we came back with when we did the recording down here at National Church of God. And so that was Praise Party live in DC when we had Command My Soul, and that kind of took off kind of across the country.
Right, absolutely. That's a hot praise and worship song.
Yeah. And then the last one, which was about 10 years ago, was when I did a release at Live at Living Waters. And so that was the last release, which was actually over 10 years ago. So, I took a break from the industry to pursue some other things, like to get my master's in music, get my family situated and stabilized. And now, making a resurgence back. And so God's just been blessing, man.
Tell us about No Fear, this new single and album. And
Amen. It's just been a blessing to me personally, because I feel like, you know, God really penned the song for me during a time when I was going through a lot of anxiety. As you know, I signed a new deal.
Right.
And a lot of times, people think like, well, wow, you signed a deal, you're set. But it really brought on a lot of fear, anxiety, a new territory. As an independent, you gotta take your time, do things what you want to do. Now you have to answer to people and deadlines and trying to get stuff done. And so, I found myself waking up a lot at night, being troubled in my spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. I know all about all that.
And so, I just remember waking up crying and just praying to God and just asking God, like, God, what do you want me to do? Like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? And God kind of just dropped that song in my spirit that, He really spoke everything new. Basically saying, you need to leave the things behind. Don't worry about what you've been doing. Be willing to step out on faith, and that I'm with you. I'm right there by your side, even when it doesn't seem like it. And so that's much of what the song is about, that as long as I know that God's with me, I won't fear. And knowing that I can walk in the power of God, no matter what the situation or circumstance.
And the CD's out right now, right?
Yeah, it's out. Came out a couple weeks ago. And matter of fact, it debuted this week in a number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah,
that's
number 4
right.
on Billboard. So, God's really, blessing. And actually hit 2 charts. So it was number 4 on the top gospel sales chart, and then came in number 11 top gospel albums on Billboard. So
congratulations to you.
I appreciate it.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, we just excited, man, and then we heading to the Stellars next week, and so.
You going to perform at the Stellar?
Yeah, so it's a couple of events. We'll be performing at Urban Soul Cafe on Thursday. Friday, where are we at? Friday is the Stella's Best live recording. I'll be there. Saturday I'm somewhere, and Sunday I'm somewhere. So we all.
Well, hey man, it's Vegas.
Yeah, we gonna be all over.
It's Vegas.
We're gonna be all over. So we just excited, man.
Last but not least, let's talk about the influence your dad had on your life.
Amen.
Of course, I knew him, and I often credit him for. Really, when I was just getting started, one of my first concerts was done at your church when y'all was in Capitol Heights.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In 1997.
Yeah.
You paid me. I was like, really? I was on cloud 9. You know what I mean?
Amen.
But your dad was a great influence in this area. He was your number 1 cheerleader.
Amen.
We all knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just talk about him a little bit.
My father, man. Everybody knows my father, my best friend. It was number 1 supporter, as you said.
Right.
He really. Instilled in me. The most important thing I always say is the fight, and to not give up and to not quit.
Right.
And so, I watched my father start a church pretty much from nothing, just me and our family. I can remember Sundays where it would be just me and our family, maybe 1 or 2 other people. And, I know many people who got discouraged and given up and quit, but he never did. And so for me, and all that I've done, even through the years, through ministry, whether it's school, because actually I went to Morgan back in '95 on an academic scholarship, but I went there and acted a fool, lost my scholarship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so, but I didn't let that deter me. So, I went back maybe 10 years later to finish. What I started. And so that's just been my mantra. My father really instilled not only that, but just the principles of being a good man, a good God-fearing man. I can remember things that he would do and stuff that I wouldn't have reacted that way or been able to handle it in the way that he did. And I used to always just be so inspired by, the way that he lived his life. And so, for me, when he did pass, it was definitely a shock, actually, because it came on so suddenly. He passed from pancreatic cancer, and so within less than 6 months, he was gone from the diagnosis to the time he was gone. And so it was just really took the family through, but God has been faithful. God's been with us the whole time. And so, you know, at times I question, you know, God, why?
Sure.
And even feeling like, you know, oh, you took my best friend. But, you know, through this evolution, even music and ministry, God has let me know that, hey, I'm with you. I am your father. I will see you through. I'll be there with you. And so I've had to even grow up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things that my father did, now I have to step into that role, even on business, ministry, the whole nine. And so actually, you know, it's really forced me and pressed me to the next place that I believe God has for me. Yeah.
Amen, man. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Shout out to your family, your wife, your children.
My wife, Sherelle. We've been married 10 years now, and
All right,
so
man.
yeah, got 3 beautiful kids. My oldest Dylan, my daughter, Kaylin, she is 8, and then my son, youngest Ryan, 5 years old. They're a blessing. They sing, and my wife actually does choreography, so she's a dancer.
Okay.
And matter of fact, she did a piece at our release. And so, yeah, and so just working together, much like you and your wife, just trying to, you know, build and enhance the kingdom.
Teamwork make the dream
I
work.
know that's right, Doc. I know that's right.
Future plans?
Basically, man, we're gonna just keep on as far as the music, pushing this record, man. Just got released, and so we're gonna spend probably the whole spring and summer. We can do a radio tour.
It's all about the grind.
Yep, and do a radio tour in April, and then probably do another one in the summertime, man.
Thanks for joining me, man.
I appreciate it, man.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
So much, man.
Y'all pick up Restine Jackson's
Please.
project. It's entitled
No Fear.
No Fear.
No Fear, man.
Take Care.
Appreciate it.